Epic Games has actually added a brand new gun into Fortnite, which is the Charge SMG. So today, we're going to be going over the stats for the Charge SMG. We're going to be looking at the best way to utilize this weapon, the damage it can do, and how to best combo it with other weapons, and some other cool trivia about this gun. So starting off right away, we all know the Charge SMG, of course, a submachine gun, hence the SMG part, which automatically means you know you're going to be wanting to use this gun in close combat. With the high recoil and the crazy fire rate that it has, it only makes it good for short range. Not even for medium range would this weapon be viable. One, because of the quick damage drop off, but also because of the recoil is just insane. Epic Games did actually nerf the recoil slightly, but because the gun is so fast shooting, the recoil is still very much alive. So for anybody that has noticed, the Charge SMG actually charges in increments of 3 bullets at a time. And then, of course, you cannot shoot it until you let your finger off the trigger, and then the gun will proceed to go straight up in the air going So before getting into all the stats, we first should look at all the similarities so that way there's no confusion. So of course, with it being an SMG, it's going to take light bullets. The fire rate will remain the same at 16.82, and the magazine size will also stay at 30 no matter the rarity. The headshot multiplier also doesn't change either at 1.5 times. Getting into the differences of the SMG, which is what we all want to know: when to leave this gun on the ground, when should we pick it up, or is it even worth picking up no matter the rarity? So starting off with the common version of this gun, we're going to be looking at a DPS, which stands for damage per second, at 252.3. We're going to be looking at a damage per shot of 15. We're going to be looking at a reload time of 1.76. So it's got a very quick reload time, again, making it more viable in those close range gunfights when you miss half your shots and then you have time to reload. Going into the uncommon version of the Charge SMG, we're going to be looking at an increased DPS of 269.12 with the body shot damage of 16, and then the reload time of 1.68. So we see a slight increase with all the stats, but the body damage itself is the key thing to know because it only goes up by 1. So not an overall huge increase. You might be able to notice a slight reload time difference, but again, not going to be something that is blatantly noticed unless you're actually paying really close attention. Moving on to the rare version of the SMG, we're going to be looking at a DPS of 285.94 with a damage to the body at 17. We're also going to be looking at a reload time of 1.6. So the reload time has actually gotten less of an increase between the uncommon and the rare version, but it did take a bigger jump from the damage per second. Again, that would have to be considering you're hitting all your shots because the damage to the body only goes up by 1. Going from the rare version to the epic version of the Charge SMG, this is normally where we see the biggest jumps in the weapon stats. It will go from below the 300 mark to now at 302.76 and do a total body damage per hit at 18. It will have a reload time of 1.5 seconds, so you might be able to see a big increase between the common version and the epic version. But again, to see the reload time difference between the rare and the epic will be almost impossible to really notice when you're in the heat of battle trying to reload this weapon. We're going to see another big jump though, going from the epic to the legendary version of this weapon, going to almost 320 DPS. To be more precise, it's 319.58 damage per second with the legendary version of the Charge SMG. The body damage goes up to 19 and the reload time goes at 1.44 seconds, which means you'll be just below a second and a half to reload this entire magazine. Going into the mythic version of this gun, it has only been in the creative mode for right now, and things could change in the future, but we're looking at a total damage per second of 336.4, which is a huge increase from the previous 319 that the legendary version of this gun had to offer. Does a flat damage of 20 to the body per hit and an overall reload time of 1.36. With these amazing stats we see in the mythic version of the Charge SMG, we can see clearly why this gun is not in the actual Battle Royale versus just in creative mode. The stats that the Mythic has to offer are significantly better than what even the legendary version of this gun has to offer. Something else that's key to note with this gun is that it is a hit scan, which means that the gun, as soon as you let go of the trigger, in this case, instead of just pulling the trigger, it will immediately hit its mark because there will be no travel time. But something else that is actually a negative with the Charge SMG is that it does not have first shot accuracy, making this gun even harder to hit the target. The SMG is actually better at finishing a downed opponent or taking down walls when you're up close versus actually using in the normal Battle Royale gun plays that you're going to be getting into. This is not to say that you can't use it, but because of the lower damage and the increased fire rate making the recoil almost unbearable, this gun is just better for finishing the player that's not going to be moving as much because they're down, or the wall that's not moving at all. Because it's high damage per second, it can take away those barriers very, very quickly. But to try to hit a moving target with this high fire rate, it can make it very hard, but not impossible. So if you're hitting a moving target with this gun and you're really good with it, that is something you feel accomplished about. So at this point now, the Charge SMG currently in Chapter 3, Season 3 has the fastest fire rate and damage per second of any other weapon ever in Fortnite's history. Obviously this could change in the future, but currently speaking, this gun is the best in those two categories. It is also key to note that the Charge SMG has the same range and damage fall off as the Stinger SMG and the Combat SMG. So wherever you would see the damage is going down with those SMGs, just make sure you're taking that into consideration with this SMG. But also, with the Charge SMG being very, very good at taking down barriers and finishing off down players, the best way to utilize this gun is to actually pair it with a faster shooting shotgun, such as the 2-shot shotgun or even the auto shotgun. By doing this, you can rely solely on the shotgun to get the player downed and then use the Charge SMG to finish them quickly without having to wait for your shotgun to reload. It's the best way to combo this gun as a secondary and not as a primary weapon within your inventory. This gun is usually under a lot of criticism because of its impossible to manage recoil, but there are a few lovers out there of this gun and people that do use it very, very well. Are you one of those players? Is this a gun that you like to use or not? I'd love to know. Please drop a like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.
I'm with you.
I got one full dead on me.
One knocked. I got one knocked over.
Here's a legendary sniper if anybody wants it, but I'm getting shot at. And somebody's parachuting in on me. They're landing on this building.
Ooh,
oh god, I need help. I got a lot of people on me. Oh god, this is not gonna end well, is it?
Where they at?
Right behind me. Yeah. I'm dead. They're lasering the shit out of me. Oh well.
Oh, there's a purple SMG. Come on.
They're rifting to me. They're lasering the shit out of me.
Oh, my gosh, dog. On the top.
There's clownberries down here at the other side of this mountain. Landing right on you, Venom. I lasered him in the head 3 times.
No, okay, I gotta run. I'm literally one.
Oh no, that's just not gonna work.
One of them is not. One of them is not.
There's Spider-Man over here.
Spider-Man over. Yep.
I'm going for the revive.
No, they're on me. Already knocked one. There's one right here.
Come on. Be careful.
Pushing. I hit him for 48 twice.
Right there, guys. Get me.
Trying to pop a big pot. They got a lightsaber. Watch out.
Oh, got him. Good job. You
They're
guys
trying to get in front of us. They're trying to get in front of us.
Yep, I got that one. Oh, can we get the reboot card? Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, damn. I gotta respect for this guy. Okay, damn.
I got one white on the camper, and I fell down the hill. Okay, we can go. Oh, I'm getting shot at again from the bridge.
Oh, is there more?
I don't
Ooh, want this
exactly
purple
know, but I know it's from the bridge area.
auto. I want to take this auto. Purple auto. No, I need heal.
Here, here,
Come
here.
on,
Big pots. And there's food right here. Right behind you. Oh, right at the bottom of the hill. That's where they're fighting. I'm not gonna try them though. I'm not gonna shoot.
no, don't go. You
There's a Kamehameha. I took the cloud, but there's the Kamehameha.
Well, let me take this cat out.
One full's dead.
Watch out for the person running across me.
Got one knocked.
Knocked one.
They're reviving right here.
Oh, they're really-
Oh, 3 knocks. Being pushed. There's only. Oh, up on the hill, right on me. That's the win.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
34 kill gameplay. That's the best I've ever done